We have an update now on a WECT Investigates report we brought to you last week.
There is now an amended complaint filed in one family's lawsuit against the new Hanover County school system. WECT's Connor Smith continuing to bring us the latest on this lawsuit. Connor, what's different in this filing compared to the one you broke down for us last week?
Well, Fran, the Ton family is now seeking over $25,000 in damages and making more allegations against the school district and the State Athletic Association. This new amended complaint also directing more bias accusations against an assistant district attorney. The lawsuit revolves around Laney High School student Jordan Ton and his athletic eligibility. This amended complaint now accusing the State Athletic Association of wrongdoing. The complaint says the association initially did not make a final decision on Ton's eligibility as they're required to do. The new filing also includes screenshotted text messages and emails allegedly sent by Ashton Hearing. She was the prosecutor in Ton's criminal case. Of course, previous court filings alleging Hearing has a racial bias against Asians, something the district attorney disputes. Now, here are some of those messages from early August. Hearing saying that Ton not participating in sports was, quote, preferable in my opinion. Then in a text message, Hearing said she, quote, may have gone overboard but had fun. Ton's attorneys say that's related to his criminal case. And in another message, Hearing says she's not Ton's parents' biggest fan. The Ton's attorney, Gary Shipman, believes DA Jason Smith has issues that he needs to address.
If there shouldn't be any bias by anybody in your office, say it. And then within your power, fix it.
New Hanover County Schools and the High School Athletic Association telling us they can't comment on pending legal matters. The school district receiving an extension to answer this complaint in court. They now have until December 27th to respond. Fran?
Connor, has District Attorney Jason Smith responded to any of these new allegations against his office?
Yeah, I talked to the DA earlier today. He says he can't add any further comment. Last week, he told me he denied all allegations of wrongdoing the lawsuit directed at his office. Smith says the state bar has advised him not to comment about this case publicly.
All right, we've got more details about this complaint inside this story on our website. Connor, thanks for the update.